All right, guys, we got an update. We got some parts came in. Gotta put my monster down. We had some parts come in, and I want to do a quick update on stuff, how things are moving right along. And let's get into this thing here. We got our dual shock mounts came in for the rear. And I was so pleased with how this came and how much everything looked great. These guys, Supreme Suspensions, koozies, stickers, all sorts of stuff. Check them out. If you're looking for stuff, go on their website. I already opened the box and I already saw how everything looked, but I put it back in when I was coming out to here, so I haven't even tried it on the truck yet. I gotta say, these things are very well made. Look at this. I'm digging it. I wish it came in like gloss so that it would match, because as you can tell, it's a little bit different. I may not screw with it. I may just leave it alone, just because, but it looks great. Fit, finish, clean, nice looking. The only thing they didn't put in that bag are U-bolts for this, which, as you can see, I had to make some. So I'm gonna look for some extra long stainless steel ones, because that's what I really want. But I'm super excited for this right now. Everything's looking great. It's coming together. I mean, look at that. That is very well built. I'm stoked. I found it on Amazon, and then I checked out their website when they actually came in. Man, they got a lot of stuff on there. And hopefully all this stuff just literally falls right into place. That's what I'm looking forward to. We got the shocks. The shocks came in a while ago. Before I really started this build, I had just regular standard, no frills shocks. So I ordered an extra full set for the truck because we got the front dual shocks. And these came in the other day, so we're gonna throw all of this stuff on, as long as this all fits and I don't have to do any modification. But let's get into it. Let's see what we got to do here. I think there's nothing marked. That's just a tab there. I think this is this side here. Okay, yeah, that's cool. Let's get this one in here. Okay, so I got those bolted on loosely with my hardware. I opened up the bag, and here's where we're at. Nice grade 8, 7/16, 14, whatever it is. Stainless steel fender washers, so they're a little thin, nothing crazy. Nylox. All right, that works. Now there should be 8 of them. There's only 6 nuts, bolts, and 2 washers. We're missing 2 Nylox, and we're missing 1 other fender washer. So we're a little short on hardware, which is fine because I'm not using that hardware anyway. I'm using my own, but it's missing. So I would have to normally go out and buy it to make it work. Shit happens, I guess. We got all the spacers, it seems like. 2, 4, 6, 8. We got 8 of the small spacers for the tops. And then we got 2 bigger spacers. So everything seems to be there. We got some thicker stainless steel washers for this, for the bolt head side. So I'm liking it so far. These are on here just loose. Nothing crazy. Let's take it down a notch. But we're gonna start trying to figure out how everything else goes, because I think these go on this way underneath there, because it's got to lock into this. there, but it's weird. It's got enough side to side, I guess, if you had something in the way or something. I'm not sure. So I'm gonna get this here. And it seems to be just barely holding on to that, like maybe 1/8 of an inch, if that. I don't know if I really like that. I feel like that should be definitely a little bit closer than that. I mean, look, that's literally, it's just barely on there, maybe 1/8 of an inch. I don't know. We're gonna have to see here. I don't want to get these tight yet until I really, get everything on there. But they seem to fit in there all right. Nothing crazy. There's a little bit of bump in the frame. I don't know if you can see it. There's a little jog right here where this notch is supposed to stay away from, but it seems to just bump on it. So I don't know if that's going to sit perfectly flat, but we're gonna find out, I guess. So let's get some of these things going in here. So this may not be my best welds, but like I said, I'm just doing this temporarily, just until I can get a nice piece of stainless steel in here, and hopefully it goes a little better than these. I mean, for all I know, this kit was supposed to come with U-bolts. I don't know, I'm not sure. But I had these laying around, so let's see what we got here. Alright. Looks like I might have to... Oh no, it fits right there. Just barely fits. So let's... oops. Go. I think I might have to grind that down a little bit to get that sitting a little nicer. But it's on there all right. Yeah, I'm gonna have to grind that a little bit, but here's where we're at. Seems to mount up all right. And then these bigger spacers go in between there. So when we mount that on there. So I'm gonna take that off and grind those, clean them up a little bit so that they go in a little bit further, and then I'll get that on there real quick. Alright, so for these, the top mounts, you have to put these little sleeves in there. Kind of sucks, but you got to do it. Get a little bit of silicone spray, spray the rubber, put this in there, put it in a vise, crimp it down, you're good to go. We're gonna start getting this in here now. I ordered these shocks. These were original ones that I had. I got them from Rock Auto or something like that a long time ago. And come on, get in there. And they are slightly smaller. Slightly. So, whatever. It is what it is. Okay, so this was going well. It's not anymore. We had to break out the drill because that bolt would not go all the way through. So I had to drill this one out, It was binding up in here. Same thing with this one. This one's binding up at the end. It won't go in any further. That's it. I can't force it, so I got to drill that one out. And for some reason, this shock, which has the steel sleeve in it, fits in this one. Sure, no problem. We like that. This one, nope, I can't get it in all the way. So I've got to try and bend that bracket out to get it in. And I didn't even try this one here. Let's see if this one fits. Oh yeah, that one might fit. This one fits fine. Wow, that one's got a huge gap. So, all right, well, I gotta do some modification here to get this stuff to fit. We'll come back in a minute. Okay. We had to bend this out a little bit. I didn't want to go too crazy with it, so I ended up having to grind down the sleeve to get it to fit in there. And even then, it's still kind of tight in there, but whatever. Now, the next problem is the bottom. I struggled to get those on there. You can see that space right there. Now, this sleeve is supposed to go in between them. There is no way that's going to fit in there. So I'm going to have to cut this down too to make that fit. So there's a lot of modification that needs to be done to this in order to make it work. So I'll come back to you once I get this taken care of and get it in there, and we're going to have to do all the same stuff for this one. Well, long story short, we changed up a few things. Instead of using these big thick ones for the bottoms, what I did is I used the small ones because it was easier to cut. I had to cut 1/4 of an inch off of this and 1/4 of an inch off the one for that side to make that fit. I called it a day after that yesterday because I wasn't having it. I got everything in there loose. That main bracket where it bolts to the frame, one of the holes was off a little bit, so I had to ream it open. I think it was this bottom one. All these bolts were sitting all cockeyed because the bolt holes on that were a little wonky. We got it to fit, locked it all down. I left these bolts and the lower bolts loose because I don't know what I'm going to do yet. Everything went together good. It looks nice. It's nice and even. I'll show you from down here. It's clean. I like it. It doesn't sit really low. I'm pretty happy with it. You know, as long as you've got some basic tools to do some modifications, big drill bit to ream these open to make everything fit right. The one issue I might have is getting this bolt, that nut in there to fit in between where that frame bolt is, but I think I can make it work. It's going to be tight, but I think I can make it work. And I was originally going to do, I left these kind of loose just a little bit. I was going to do a stainless steel rod and change it, but I was talking to one of my buddies, and he told me to weld it on there. I might do that because I'm most likely going to be doing track bars. Cat's out of the bag. I have just enough room here to weld them out for the bushing, and then we're going to do the front heim joint like right about here on the frame. So I don't know. I'm going to leave those for now, and I'll circle back around to that later when I figure out exactly what's happening. But other than that, it went together well. I can't complain. It was like $210 on Amazon. Took like an extra week to get here from California, I think it came from. Decent product. I'm happy with it. We'll see how it holds up once I actually start driving with the truck. So if you're liking what you're seeing and you want to know more or whatever, give me a subscribe, follow, like, share, whatever. We've got a whole bunch of other stuff we got to finish on this back frame before we can start getting into that cab. So until next time, I'll see you later.